Fucking muted. Here we go. Got to unmute myself. Alrighty. So, crazy transitions. Trying to do this all by myself, so it's a little crazy. Um, you just mute that. I got the stream going up above over here. So, yeah, this is gonna be a fun one. I'm running this one solo, so bear with me. And for all of you that have joined, thank you very much. So let me just go ahead and knock this thing out real quick and do the drawing for this bad boy. So we got 9 entries. So appreciate everybody entering. If you have it, if you have already. So here we go. And I just realized my name's in there because I put it in chat. So hopefully I don't win it. Are you kidding me? Dave Vogelsang. Well, Dave, you're a winner. You can leave now. So, Dave, you get an extra entry into the raffle that I'm going to be doing later on this afternoon. So, hopefully you'll enjoy that, Dave. We'll see what happens. But so tonight, I am actually going to be doing a blind, and it's one that I've wanted to do for a while. So this is a blind of some high proof weeded whiskeys and everything like that. And I'll go through what we're going to be doing and what we're going to go through here in a moment. Bear with me one sec. I lost my, here we go. So let me just run through chat and say hello to everybody. Charlie, appreciate you. You were the first one here. Thank you very much. And being the first, Mr. Renstrom, number 2. Cheers to you. Thank you for joining. Patrick Littledew, appreciate you guys jumping in. And I just realized this thing is way up here. I'm going to bring it down here. It's going to be a lot easier for me to read. Actually, I'll do this. Hold on. And I changed my whole setup down here. So bear with me. I probably should have ran through this before I got everything going here. And I didn't. So let me get back up over here. So Patrick, appreciate you joining. Cheers to you, buddy. Brian Callahan, I saw your name in here. Cheers to you. Of course, Mr. Vogelsang, the winner. Never wins. He never wins. Cheers to you, Dave. Appreciate you joining. Bourbon, appreciate you jumping on. I saw Tracy Silly Yorkie in the chat as well. Thank you, Tracy, for being on. I saw one of them. I saw one of the Macadorys in here as well. So cheers to you guys. John Shank. Oh, Harold's here. Cheers to you, Harold. John Shank from Virginia. Cheers to you, buddy. Mr. Yorktown, Wilmington Piper. Appreciate you jumping in. Cheers to you. And I think, Mark, Northwest Bourbon. Appreciate you jumping in. Cheers to you. So I think I'm caught up on everybody that is in chat. I'm just going to reduce that down and just go from here. It's a lot easier. So like I said, tonight I'm going to do a blind, and I've got these things similar to the way I've done my blinds on a couple of videos that I've done. So I've got 1 ounce sample bottles that are lined up over here in front of the bottles, and on each bottle there's a number. So I have 5 bottles here, and these are all, let me just pull these up real quick, and it'll be easier to talk about them. So this is going to be the blind. So we've got Cedar Brook, which is a single barrel pick from Bourbon and Balls. The River Roots, that is a pick from Angel Share. It's a local store in the Baltimore area, and that is a sourced Southern distilling, and so that is a very, very, very good weeded bourbon. Next to that is the ASW Fiddler, and that is a single barrel pick from the Bourbon Judge. And then the 2 that are not single barrels are the ones in the end. So we have Larceny, and that is the a C923 Larceny, and then on the end it's a soft red wheat This is the Rickhouse proof, and that's coming at 119.8 proof. So the two on the end are obviously small batches, and then we have 3 picks. So tonight's raffle is for this blind. So I'm going to send out 1 ounce samples of these 5 bottles, and you get to do this blind on your own. And also, as part of the blind and the raffle, so it's 9 ounces of whiskey, and you'll get this is the first blind that I ever did on my channel, and this is the Old Fitz bottled and bond blind. So in this one here, it's the 2 Old Fitz. So it's the spring and the fall release of Old Fitz, and then it's the Ben Holiday, the soft red wheat bottled and bond, and then it's the Rebel, which is the small batch select. So the Rebel is a little bit higher proof than the other 2 or the 3, but those are what is going to be part of the raffle this evening. And get that scrolling across the bottom, and bear me 1 sec, get that up there for those of you who feel so inclined as to doing that. And we get back to chat. And BTM, saw you pop in here. Cheers to you, buddy. Appreciate you jumping on. See if I missed anybody else. I don't think I have. Oh, Tyler Patterson, appreciate you jumping in. Cheers to you, buddy. Thanks. And I think I am caught up with that. So I did not prepare any of these yet. So shame on me. I probably should have done some pre-gaming and gotten all these things poured up. And I don't even have I guess an opening pour or something to sip on. So bear with me 1 sec. I got my Glens out, but I'm gonna grab another wee Glen, and should have done this before, so I apologize. I know I'm gonna drop something. All right, so seeing we're going with Weeders, I'm going to pour up just a little bit. This is special reserve from Weller to get the palate warmed up and running here. So we'll go ahead, get that one on the ground, and we're going to start getting these things up. So obviously this is my first solo adventure, and why we did the hashtag solo in the beginning for an extra drawing into tonight's raffle. And like I said, running solo. Eventually what I'm going to do is I think I want to try to do a couple of these myself, see how I do. I know one of my big premises that I do with my channel is, always sharing pours with friends. So what I would like to try to do is have at least somebody or multiple people join the stream. Maybe we can coordinate a pour, certain bottle, and just hang out like we do on Google Meets, except just do it live. A couple of us go through a bottle, share some notes, and all that kind of stuff. So Jeremy Dirks, appreciate you jumping in. And I saw Gerald Goldmine, appreciate you jumping in. Josh Fitz, appreciate you jumping in. So that's going to be the premise right now. Right now it's still going every other Wednesday. Still kind of up in the air what's going to be happening on Saturdays. I know Matt and I have talked about a couple of different things and had some conversations. So that's still up in the air, and we have until the beginning of March to kind of figure something out and get that squared away. So who knows? This may still be happening on a Wednesday, every other Wednesday night, or we may maybe pulling an audible and doing something on a weekend, which would probably work best for me instead of in the middle of the work week on a school night. So I get a little sip of that. Ooh, haven't had that in a while. That's actually pretty decent. So I'm going to start getting these things poured up, and I've got a whole bag of these. When I get my sample bottles, a whole bag of these little funnels. I try to use funnels so I don't make a mess. I am not a steady hand like Mr. Matt Whiskey Wisdom is. I cannot do those free pours. So bear with me here while I get these things kind of poured up and try not to make a mess and spill everything, and we'll go from there. So this is going to be, whoop, already making a mess. That is what you would call alcohol abuse, because we spilt a little bit on the tabletop here. So let's go ahead and get that cleaned up and get the seal on that. So this is blind sample number 5, and this was the Cedar Brook bottle from Bourbon and Balls. So this is a single barrel pick that Charlie and the boys did, and this is a phenomenal pour. I believe there are still bottles available. I know I talked to Charlie earlier. Charlie, I think I have you as a admin or somebody that can post, if you want to post a link to your where people can order it. You will not be disappointed. It is actually a phenomenal pour, really good bottle. So go ahead and do that. That I suggest, if anybody hasn't gotten it, go ahead and get on that. But next, this is the bottle that kind of pushed this blind. And so this is a one I picked up from Angel Share. Angel Share's down in Crofton, Maryland. They're just south of Baltimore, just north of DC. I've gotten several picks from Angel Share. Have never had a bad bottle. And this is 8-year. It's sourced from Southern, Southern Distilling. They do the Southern Paragon as their weeded Schoeffer product. But so this is sourced from them. This is 107 proof. So this is from River Roots. I know a couple of you guys have gotten bottles. I think the Rye Guy had shared a link, and there was another bottle I think that was put out, Whacked Out Whiskey Club, which is a Discord. I think they had a River Roots weeded bottle that was out there. So these are phenomenal pours and really, really good. I enjoy them, and this is kind of what spurred on this whole blind tonight, was this particular bottle. So that one is bottle number 4. And what I'm going to do, I just noticed my Cedar Brook is definitely a lot higher than that one. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this out and put it back in the bottle without making a mess. There we go. That is a little bit better. All right. Man, I should have poured these up before I got on the live stream, but I wanted to kind of show everybody my madness, kind of what I do and how I do these blinds, and it's probably the easiest way for me to do it. And then I have my old Crown Apple bag, so I'm going to start just loading these things up in here, and we'll get them mixed up and pour them up and see what we get. So we'll go from there. So I guess, what are you guys most excited about coming up? I know early part of the year, there's not a whole lot of crazy releases and everything like that. Who's looking forward to some stuff that's going to be popping soon? I actually just today, I haven't even opened up the packaging, the box. I finally got my Bourbon Judge Reveries bottle in, so excited for that. It was the first barrel pick that I ever did, actually going to a place and doing a barrel pick. So that was a lot of fun. Shared pour. I ended up getting a code to get that shipped to me, which was really nice, and everything was squared away for that. So I got that and 2 other bottles with it. So excited to get those opened and hopefully get some reviews going and everything like that. But you guys tell me what are some of the things that you're. And so this is Fiddler. This is number 3. Put that in the bag. I got 2 more to pour up. So this is the Larceny. I actually like this one here. I've had this one and I have a full one. So I actually got two of these when I first started on this crazy adventure of mine. I picked one up, really liked it, and grabbed another one. So this is the 923. I think I have one a little bit one older than this, and then I have all of the 24s. I did not get any 25s, which is kind of weird because I love weeded bourbons, and they didn't show up. I think the A what is it, the A125 just started showing up in the Virginia ABC. They are so far behind with their inventory and stuff. It's just ridiculous. But this one is really nice. It's got the proof point is awesome, and it's a great pour. So hopefully whoever wins this blind is going to enjoy this here. I really like this bottle. One of my favorites. So this is Larceny. That is the C923 from Larceny, and that's 126.4 proof. Now you're probably gonna wonder. So the ASW is 118.2. The River Roots is only 107, but it's got some phenomenal flavor, so it's going to punch above its weight. The Cedarbrook is 116, and then the Larceny is 126.4, which is the highest proof out of everything. And I can't remember what I say the holiday was. Yep. So the Larceny, that's number 2. So that's going to be the highest proof point that we're doing here tonight. And again, the Fiddler. I don't know if has anybody had ASW Fiddler, Mr. Gandy Road. Appreciate you joining, buddy. I see everybody saying hello. So yeah, Mr. Renstrom, the old I am. Oops. Let's see if I can hide. God dang it. My mouse. There we go. Doesn't want to work today. So, oops, where'd it go? There we go. So yeah, Dave, I'm looking for. This never showed up anywhere near me. So I did get a sample, I think, from Mr. Dave V, and Dollar Bill Will sent me a sample of last year's. Absolutely. I got Dollar Bills first, and I tried it, and originally I was like, "Ooh, I don't know if I like it." And then the sample that Dave sent to me actually, it hit me really good that night when I had it, and I was like, "This is really good." And I wanted the bottle, but those had since long disappeared in my area. So, and again, this is a soft red wheat, and then these are the details on the side of the bottle. As you can see, it's 119.8 proof. So we'll see if the Missouri juice stacks up to some of the other stuff. So McBrayer, I don't know where they're sourcing from. River Roots is out of North Carolina. The Fiddler, I believe, is MGP, but it's I think it's aged down there in Georgia and everything. So, hey, Corey, appreciate you jumping in, buddy. Good to see you. Thank you very much. See if I got anybody else. So, that's a new name for me. E.R. Will. Appreciate you joining. Cheers. Oh, Green River. Thank you, Gandy. Appreciate that. So Mr. Gandy said it's Green River sourced. That is awesome. So again, this is Mr. Blankenship. Appreciate you joining in, buddy. And there he is, the Dollar Bill Will. Hey, Will, appreciate you joining. So I've got all these poured up. Again, Cedarbrook is 5, River Roots is 4, ASW is 3, Larceny's 2, and Holiday is 1. So I'm going to do this very, very similar, probably just like I did on my videos where I've done some samples and everything like that. I've got these into my my crazy bag here. Hopefully these don't break. So let me get these things on the table here. All my crazy Glens. And see, I'm going to move that keyboard out of the way for now because I do not need it. At least I don't think I need it. Hey, Scotty, appreciate you jumping in, buddy. Cheers. Cheers to you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. And so we got all these poured up. And we're going to go from here. So I saw Renstrom's comment. I don't know if anybody else put stuff in that they're looking forward to seeing. I was so busy pouring. Oh, well, let's see. So Dave B and BTM are looking forward to 1924. Well, that's only a fourth place bottle for Dave V. So, yep. Whiskey Wisdom, I did not see you sneak in here, buddy. Cheers to you. I see everybody saying hello to Mr. Whiskey Wisdom, the legend himself. Matt, one of these days you're going to sit down and have you create me an intro because my intro is pretty bad. Very low tech. So I'm going to get these things pulled out and we're just going to line them up. And I cannot see the numbers on the bottom. So I'm just going to put these in front of the Glens. And we're going to go ahead and start getting these poured. Make sure this one is facing the right way. Yep. Righty. So that is something else. Something just dropped. I don't know what it was. All right. Well, we'll figure it out later. That's the redneck way of doing a blind here. So it's the easiest way for me to do stuff. So let me grab this paper out over here. All righty. So I'm going to get these poured up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm pouring from my right to left. So we're going to go, this is going to be pour number 1. Don't know what sample it is yet. Put that behind. And I'm only doing about half pours. It should be enough for me to kind of figure out what needs to happen and everything. So we'll go from there. That was a little bit deeper, but that's fine. And as I'm looking at these, there's not a lot of variation in some of the color. I kind of figured the Fiddler would stand out because it is a weeder, but it is, technically it's a double oaked. They use the Georgia Heartwood staves in there. So I figured that would be probably the darker one of the 5, but I don't really see much of a difference in a lot of the colors. So I guess that's a good thing, right? We'll see. I don't know if my body's ready. That's why I'm only doing these little half-ounce pours or whatever. I don't know if I'm ready to go 6 ounces of whiskey on a Wednesday night. Woo! I'd be stammering and stuttering and maybe falling asleep like Matt does on his couch for his lives. Sorry, Matt. Had to be said. So that, a little bit of Weller Special Reserve. So appreciate everybody joining tonight. It's been a crazy adventure, obviously. And everybody who's liked, comment, and subscribed to all the videos, I appreciate that. We're trying to grow this thing and see if we can break. Hey, Brian, appreciate you jumping in, buddy. Cheers. So, trying to grow this thing, see what happens, and don't know where it's going to take me or what, but hey, we'll figure it out. Having fun so far. So and the way I score stuff, it's pretty simple. I do nose, palate, and then finish, right? And I'm going to rank these 1 through 5. And the one with the lowest score will obviously be the winner. So that's my simple system. And You know, I may be able to give you some notes. I may not be able to give you some notes. It's at Nun 1257. Appreciate you jumping in. Cheers. That's a new name for me. Thanks for joining. So I poured these 1 through 5, but I'm gonna start on my left and go back. So I'm gonna start on number 5 and work my way backwards. So just gonna give a little swirl, a little twirl. So that oakiness, I get that traditional the wheated caramel, baking spice, vanilla. Probably going to be notes on a lot of these things tonight. That's kind of the limit of my note dictionary. So if you're looking to get, some 3 pages of different things, then you're probably on the wrong stream. So hate to disappoint you. What's up, Rossell? Appreciate you joining, buddy. Cheers to you. So it's got a pretty decent nose. This one is probably, if I'm looking at them, maybe a shade darker than the rest. Well, that's got a deep, rich nose. The color matches the nose on this one. And I'm looking at number 1. I don't know if you can see the legs are just very slowly forming. So if I remember correctly, a lot of these are just super, super viscous, coating the palate, and just really, really good. That's probably my favorite right now. I'm going to move that up here as far as on the nose. So number 3, it'll be number 3 because it's in the center. That's a little muted. Now that one getting, I don't know, get a little fruit on that one, which is kind of odd. Interesting. We know they're all wheaters, so I'm going to put that one there. I'm going to move that one up a little bit. This one's up front. All right. I know it's riveting, right? I apologize. So, see you guys are entertaining yourselves, which is great. Thank you very much. Everyone's saying hello and cheersing and everything like that. Ooh, this one's got a deep, rich caramel, vanilla flavor on it, a little bit of baking spice. I like that one. I'm going to put that one probably up in here somewhere. It's behind this one, but not in front of that one. Let's go to the last one. Wow, that one's pretty good too. Holy shit, man. These are all phenomenal pours. 3 picks and 3 pretty solid batch releases. That is good. So I'm going to say that one probably came 3rd, 4th, 5th. And for those of you who just joined, this is what I am blinding tonight. So we've got Cedar Ridge, River Roots, ASW Fiddler, Larceny C923, and a Rickhouse proof of Ben Holiday. So, and that is what the raffle is. So I'm going to give away basically a blind 1 ounce samples of all these in a blind. So you won't know what they are. And the order is going to be different. I'm going to mix it up. So you're going to get different pours. You'll get a key. So you can do this blind yourself. And then also included in that is going to be this. So this is the original blind that I did on my channel. And this was an Old Fitz blind. So I was trying to figure out what was the best Old Fitz. The spring, which is the gold. The fall, which is the gold, or the green, which was the spring. And then I included a Ben Holiday. This is the bottled and bond soft red wheat. And then this is a Rebel, a small batch reserve. So I didn't have at the time. I didn't have another 100 proof weeder, and I've since gotten a couple. I've gotten two, so did not include that in that there. I figured I'd throw the Rebel in because that definitely 111 proof, but it doesn't drink 111 proof. It's very easy to drink. So that's going to be what the duck race is for later. So for those of you at home that are scoring along, and I know Renstrom, you probably have a piece of paper out and scoring this here, so keep me honest, buddy. So on this number 4, okay, so we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So number 4 was number 1 in the nose. Number 2 was number 2 on the nose. And number 1 was number 3 on the nose. Number 5 was 4, and then 3 was last on the nose. Let's go ahead and get these reset. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to taste right to left, and then nose again, taste left to right, and that'll get the palate finish. And then we'll be done, hopefully. So let me get this one here. So again, this one had the 3rd best nose for me. And just looking at this, I mean, and you can see, I don't know if that's coming through. This is leggy. It's got some, I mean, it's got a nice ring around it, and it's just kind of falling down slowly, but not super slow, but quick, and they're defined legs. So definitely some viscosity there. I always like to look at that. So when I know I get it on the palate, I just kind of determine if it's going to be good or not. Cheers, everybody. Ooh. Mm. Wow, that is good. Got a little spiciness there on the tongue and on the palate. Man. Some deep caramel, some deep vanilla. Ooh. Yeah, that is good. I'll put that up in number 1, first one I tried, and we're going to adjust from there. Had some kind of linger there a little bit, so finish probably really good on that. So number 2, again, this was the 2nd best palate for me, the 2nd best nose for me. Then looking at this, I mean, this puts a ring around the glass, but this is very slow forming legs. So it's a little lighter than the other one. So I got a little bit of lemon in this. Kind of weird. Cheers. Wow, that's creamy. That's convection baking spices right there. Little bit of vanilla and that creaminess. That is good, but I'd say it's going to be behind this one right now. So this is the leader in the clubhouse, 2 pours in. So let's go to number 3. Again, this was the lowest for the nose for me. But now that I've had a few 2 pours, I don't know. This nose actually improved a little bit. May need to rescore that. I don't know if that's actually the worst nose. Yeah, I did get some oakiness and some definitely vanilla and caramels. Oh man, wow! I love me some wheated bourbon. We did a blind with our small group, and I think it was C.A. Scotty that put it together, and it was all Weeders. And Dave Vogelsang kicked our ass. He is like the king of the blinds, man. He just rocked and rolled and just kicked our butt. What's up there, angry Irishman? Angry Irish Mac. Appreciate you joining, buddy. This computer's so far away from me, and I should be wearing my glasses, so it's kind of squinting and blurry, and I'm 2 or 3 pours in, so this is going to get worse and not get better. See if I missed anybody else. Not even sure how to pronounce it. So cheers, buddy. Appreciate you joining. See what else. Who else we got in here? If I missed anybody, I don't think I have. Cool. All right. I tell you, I give mad props to Jason C. I watch the way he does his streams, and he is just seamless by himself, just knocking out. I don't know if he has help behind the scenes, but it's kind of amazing what he does and what he sips on and what he samples throughout the night. Mad props. Mad props to that man. So this one here, this is still the leader in the clubhouse. I'm going to move this to number 3, and I'm moving this up to number 2. That was actually a really good pour. All right. This is pour number 4. This one is by far the darkest in color. And this one, there's a ring around the glass, and I see no legs coming down, which means it's just sticking there and slowly developing. So this is some thick viscosity here. So let's get this one. Oh yeah. Wow. That is incredible nose. Probably need to go back and re-rate the noses after this here. So he's usually on TikTok and the Insta. Well, I mean, I have an Instagram account. I have not ventured over to TikTok at all. That scares the bejesus out of me. Instagram is still something that I'm still don't understand and still trying to figure out. So I normally just post on Instagram. It's mostly bottle pops and that kind of stuff. So I haven't really figured out how to interact there over on Instagram. This seems pretty easy. You turn the camera on, start talking, and you post a video. I mean, so it's kind of like what I do for my job. So. Oh, man. That is rich, creamy, just goodness. Wow. That is phenomenal. That's going to be, right now, that's the leader in the clubhouse. Oof. I have an idea what that is because it's got a unique flavor, but I'm not going to spoil it. But that is freaking phenomenal. Absolutely incredible. All right, let's get to the last one here. This is another one that just kind of, there's a ring around the glass and the legs are just slowly forming down. The nose on this improved. Man, I should have sipped and then nosed. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Ooh. That was good. Holy Jesus. That's got some caramel, baking spice, vanilla. Ooh, man. All right. So that's going to be there. This is going to be here. This is going to be splitting hairs. That's going to be third. That's going to be here. So we're going to go there for the palate. All right. So number 4 is number 1 on the palette for me. Number 5 is 2 on the palette for me. And let's see. I think I had it this way. So number 3 was 3 on the palette. Number 2 was 5. And number 1 was 4. Okay. Righty. All right. So I'm going to roll back through these the opposite direction. Going to nose. I may change some scores on noses. I don't know. See if I'm going to adjust anything. And then going to do the finish. So I'm going to start with number 5. Oh, that nose on there now is so improved. Wow. Man, that is some good stuff right there. Holy jeez. That's got brown sugar, rich caramel, little tinge of peanutty. And the nut level is probably about a 2, Gandy. I know you like your nut level. About a 2. And it's still there. That's got a decent finish to it. So put that up there for now. And then what I'm going to do is these two were number 4 and number 5 and number 4 are kind of the leaders in the clubhouse, at least for my scoring system over here. 1 and 2 are tied. And number 3 is a distant, like right behind, one point behind. So I'm going to, I said I'm going to go this order, so I'm going to keep it in this order. Let's go to number 4. Oh, man. That, again, I think I know what this is, but I'm not 100% positive. This is freaking good. Wow. Oh, boy. God dang it. I think I'm just looking at the button. I tell you. If I screwed this up, I'm going to be so mad. I guess you shouldn't be doing things on a live. No, I didn't. Hold on. All right. I thought I couldn't see the labels on the bottom, like the stickers. There's nothing in the bag. I'm hoping they didn't come off. We'll see what happens. So this one, number 1. This one, number 2 right now. So let's get back to number 3. Yes, Mr. Irish Mac. You were 100% correct. I had a moment of panic there. I'm like, God dang it. Did these stickers come off? I had that happen in a blind. One of the blinds that I did, I think it was a Knob Creek or the old Fitz one. All the stickers fell off the first time I did it. So I had to get a whole new set of 1 ounce samples. I had to pour everything back up again and film the whole thing all over again. Let's just say by the end of that filming session, I was a little pickled. I was not happy. What's up, Mr. Keith Glandon? Appreciate you jumping in. Cheers to you, buddy. And Mr. Thomas Anderson. Appreciate, if I can get you high. This chat's buzzing by quick over here. Cheers to you, sir. Appreciate you joining. Hopefully it's not too cold up there in Michigan. Mm. See, I've gone back to that, and that's actually really good. It's got a nice, like, confectionery sugar, sweetness, a little bit of caramel, a little bit of vanilla. All right, so I'm going to put that again. I might put that second, right behind this right now, and this one in third. All right, this one. That one there, it's good, but compared to these three, not even close. I'd be happy to drink that on any day, but I'd be more excited to drink these three. So I'm going to push that down to the bottom there for right now. That's number two, and that was the my low one for the palate as well. This just kind of falls off there on the finish. It's got a good nose, but righty. Let's get to the last one here. Mm. Yeah, I'm going to kind of keep these from the finish perspective almost in the same order they were on the palette, except maybe for 3 and 5, going to switch up. So number one is number 4 for the finish. Number 2 is 5 for the finish. Number 3 is number 2. Number 4 is number 1. And number 5 here is number 3. All right. Mr. Renstrom, you can check my math. So I will. What's up, Jay Cornett? Appreciate you jumping in. So everybody's saying hello and doing cheers. Um, so again, in my crazy method, it's the lowest score that is going to be the best. So let's see. Okay, well, there is definitely a clear freaking winner, an unbelievable winner. And then the rest of them are separated by 3 points in my system. All right. So coming in last, well, before we get there, we just talk to everybody and let them know that this is what, for those of you who just joined, this is what I'm sampling. So we have Cedar Brook, which is a pick from Bourbon and Balls. Absolutely phenomenal pick. Charlie, if you let everybody know how they can get a bottle if they're still available, that would be awesome. Number 2 is the River Roots bottle. So that was a single barrel pick by Angel Share. That's a local store here in the Baltimore marketplace. It's 107 proof. It is sourced from Southern Distilling, which does Southern Paragon and everything. I think we were Bruzel sourcing his stuff from. Then we have ASW Fiddler. That was a pick by the Bourbon Judge. And then we have C923 of Larceny. And then a Ben Holiday Rickhouse proof on the end. So the Larceny is the highest proof. The lowest proof is actually the River Roots in the bunch. And the River Roots is the lowest proof in the bunch. So coming in last place, and I saw Dave posted numbers there. Let me see your numbers here, Dave. Oops. So let's see. second, third, third, 5 and second. Yeah, I think you're right. You're close. You're close there. Yeah, I think you're good, Dave. Uh, yeah, yep. So coming in last place with a total of 12 points. So it was number 2 on the nose, and then the palate and the finish just weren't there compared to the other 4 that were in this particular blind. I mean, it is good, but compared to these other ones, I think it's definitely fallen a little short. So that is sample number 5. And I believe sample number 5 was Ben Holiday. Oops, let me remove this from the screen. God dang it. Was the Ben Holiday Rickhouse Proof. Now, to be fair, this bottle's been open for a while. As you can see, we're down pretty low. And it's a screw cap. So I'm not sure if that has anything to do with I don't think it's been oxidized or anything like that, but it has been open for a while. What's up, Charles? Cheers. Appreciate you joining. So, yep, that one there in last place with 12 total points. So that was the most points out of anyone. So that came in last. Okay. And then coming in third was, or fourth was sample number. Wait a second. Did I screw that up? 2 was this. That wasn't the Larson. Oh, it was. Holy shit. So number 2 was not the Ben Holiday. That's the, I think that's the larceny. Oh, wait a second. 5. Oh, no, you're right. Damn it. I'm looking at things. So it's sample number 5. That is the Ben Holiday. Coming in second, I'm looking at my numbers up here, which was the pours. That doesn't correlate to the bottles that I have over here. So I'm a little screwed up. Sorry about that. So it happens when you drink by yourself and there's no one here to assist you. See what happens, people? Do not drink by yourself. All right. Coming in second to last was this number 1, which is sample number 1, and that was, oh, this is such a good bottle. This was Cedarbrook, pick from Bourbon and Balls. I thought that would have done a hell of a lot better. So that was the 3rd best nose. It was the 4th best palate and 4th best finish for me. Total of 11 points. It is good, but compared to these other heavy hitters, I mean, my goodness gracious. Don't tell Bill, Charlie, please. So coming in third in the competition was sample number 3 with a total of 10 points. Okay. And in this thing here, the lower the points, the better the finish. So number 3 was sample. Oops, number. Well, I'm looking at it. It looks like a 6 on my screen. Hopefully, it's showing a number 2 on your guy's screen because I think it reverses. So that's number 2. So that is surprisingly, that's the River Roots. Wow. Again, this is just a phenomenal pour, and it's in third. It is in third place by 1 point. So 12 points, 11 points, 10 points for the River Roots, and then the 5th one here has 9 points. But this is the River Roots bottle. And again, it's the lowest proof in this blind. And yeah, it's got a beautiful nose to it. and it's got that. There's definitely a little peanuttiness in there, and it is really freaking good. But I think the proof might have hurt it a little bit against these other two. So the last two are samples. Are these four and five right here, right? And number four came in second, or number five came in second with a total of 9 points. And then number four, it was number one in all my categories. So it was one on the nose, one on the palate, one on the finish. So it wasn't even a ball game. That had 3 points, right? Number five had 9 points. So it was four on the nose, two on the palate, and three on the finish. So for some reason the nose just wasn't there. But I think when I went back to this here, I thought the nose was a lot better than what I had scored. Man, that's got some rich oak caramel on the nose right now. Can I change my score? No, just kidding. That is a phenomenal nose right now. Can't believe I rated it number four. Ooh, what the hell was I thinking? It still doesn't matter. It's not going to beat number four. Number four it was 1-1-1, 3 points. That's going to be the number one. Wow. That is good. All right. So this one is sample number four. That one is the Larceny. This is the A923. So that means the winner tonight, and I was surprised. I kind of figured it was going to, I thought going into this when I looked at this, what's up, Torp? Appreciate you joining, buddy. I thought coming into this, these two bottles would be 1 and 2. And maybe the Cedarbrook and Larceny would be 3-4. But taking it home tonight is ASW Fiddler. So this is a Bourbon Judge pick. This is his second pick. So Gandhi was kind enough to send me a sample of the very first pick that the Bourbon Judge did. And that was just blew my mind. ASW Fiddler, I think they take MGP, they bring it to Georgia, they age it there, I believe. And then this is finished in a barrel, and they put Georgia Heartwood staves into the barrel. And what they're doing, these fiddlers are incredible. Tracy, I know you live close to this place, or maybe close to this place. These are some phenomenal bottles, man. So, and when I said I thought I knew what that bottle was, I think the double oak, there's a unique flavor on the palate. And the nose is incredible. The palate's incredible. Wow. Yep. So the winner tonight is the Georgia Heartwood. So hopefully somebody, one of you lucky people, Keith, the whole solo was in the beginning. That was something I did the very beginning to guess who won? Freaking Vogelsang got an extra entry into the blind, into the duck race. Oop, hold on. What is Torp saying? So you have that first judge pick. Well, 60% of it left. Oh yeah, I've been in the bourbon. I joined into the Bourbon Judge community and into his Discord and into his Patreon. I think it was right after he had originally did that first ASW pick. And this was one, I guess, an ASW he did it was the end of 2024, I think. I think it was the first pick I ever got from him. And it is something that Yes, Dave, you won something tonight. Whoa, wait, you weren't here? Maybe we got to redraw that. I don't know. So yes, Dave, you won an extra entry into tonight's duck race because you entered the raffle and your name was chosen in the beginning. What's up, Raging Cajun? Appreciate you joining. Thank you very much. Oh, you've been chatting. You're probably in Doc Stream trying to win a bottle. I know where you're at. I know where you're at. Keith, I know rules are rules, but you know something? Vogel sang will complain, complain, and complain. So let's let him win. He gets an extra entry. Now, if he wins the samples, then we can have a protest, and maybe I'll send out two. We'll see what happens. So let's pray that he does not win. All right. So that's the blind for this evening and everything. So I do have, and I will post it in here. If anyone wants to jump on, more than happy to invite. I think I can get three people on in addition to me. I'm on the free version. So let me see if I think I copied and pasted this earlier. Oop, that's not what I did. Bear with me one sec. If anyone wants to come on and say hello, I'd welcome you on. Post this in here. You guys come on, say hello. I'd appreciate it. And we're going to try to do Google Meets after this here and hang out a little bit. I'm not going to hang out too long. I actually have work tomorrow, but we'll get everybody hanging out, do what we need to do, and that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I mean, I thought this blind was going to go. I figured the River Roots was going to knock this thing out of the park, and I thought the Fiddler would be right up there with the Cedar Brook, and then the Larceny. But I guess on this thing, so Ben Holiday came in last. So that was this one here. Ben Holiday. Number 5. That's the Larceny. 923. Number 3 was 2. So this was, that was the Larceny. All right, hold on. I'm just trying to mark all these down. What was what here? That was a Cedar Brook. Right, yeah. All right. Number 3. All right. No, that was 4. This was, all right, cool. Got all those written down. Make sure I got them correct here. Yeah, again, I thought these were going to come up a little different. I figured the River Roots is going to punch above its weight, but obviously it didn't, and everything like that. Let's see, only playing half attention. So, John, I saw that on the news the other day. I don't understand. Did they find her? Did they not find her? What's going on? So, for those of you who don't know, I guess, was it? I think she's on the Today Show. Savannah Guthrie, her mother has gone missing. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they reported any evidence. I saw something in the news the other day. So I try not to watch the news. It's just one of those things that I shy away from and do not partake or check out or anything like that. So anyhow, appreciate you guys, everybody jumping in, saying hello and everything like that. Let me see here. I need to start building the duck race and everything like that, and then we can go to a meets and hang out. So let me see if I can put this over here so I know what is what, and then I will get samples and everything poured up for whoever the winner is. So I've got a new setup down here. Before, I used to have my computer up here in front of me on top of my bar top, and it did not give me a lot of room with the computer here. Very little room. And then I have another desk in front of the bar that I put like one of those standing desk, like Veridesk things on. And I had that raised up, and I put a TV as a second monitor. So I had that over here. Over the weekend, did some rearranging. I finally got this place wired. So before, I was powering everything from one outlet that's way over there on the other side of my basement door entry. I had an extension cord coming up and over, down around the floor, and up through here that came to my power strip. So I've got all my electrical boxes hooked up and everything like that. So I actually have power in the area here now. So I'm not worrying about blowing a fuse and going dark. And I did some rearranging, and I showed the guys the other night on a meets. So not sure I like this setup because the TV that I have as a second monitor is up here in front of me. So if I'm looking at it, I'm looking at it like this here, which I'm looking up, kind of defeats the purpose of having a second monitor because it doesn't look like I'm looking at people. So, oh, interesting, John. Did not know there was a ransom note. Wow, that's terrible. Okay. So, oops. Tyler, would you let's see? Hold on. Tyler, for the entries to the duck race, do you want us to super chat or Venmo? So, Tyler, I do not have the ability to accept or do super chats. I've not hit the YouTube requirement. So, I do have the QR code up there on the screen. That is a QR code to my Venmo. So, if you want to try to jump into the duck race, you can shoot me a Venmo, and then I'll get your name entered in to the duck race. So YouTube requires you to be, I believe, at 500 subscribers and 3,000 hours of watch time. And right now, I'm not even in the stratosphere of that. So anything we can do to help drive subscribers to the channel. And I'm going to try to do these lives, like I said, every other Wednesday, and maybe start doing some stuff on Saturdays. We'll see. I know we're having some conversations and everything like that, trying to figure out what's going on. But that's kind of where we're at from a channel perspective. So if you have the ability to Venmo, you can use the QR code there and shoot that to me. So appreciate it. So I guess let me ask you guys, from a weeded bourbon perspective, what's your go-to? I know Wellers are kind of everybody gravitates towards those. I mean, I like the small batch. Was it the Special Reserve? It's kind of an opening pour. It was my opening pour here tonight. You know, what do you guys gravitate towards from a weeded bourbon perspective? I know the 107 is kind of the one everyone really likes and goes for from a oh, okay. Torp, I have never had an Old Dom weeded. Did not know they did weeded bourbon. So have to give that a try. Good to know. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with you there, Torup, as far as, you know, anything except Weller. I mean, I have a 107. I have a was it the special reserve? Special reserve is, I mean, that's nothing special, right? Um, to me, a lot of the Buffalo Trace products are a lot of just starter pours for me. You know, they're all low proof except for Stag and some of the BTACs and the EH Taylor barrel proofs. Everything else is pretty much kind of under 100 proof or really easy to drink and everything like that. You know, the Old Fit 7, yes, those were definitely really good. I enjoyed those, and I'm hoping they're going to be shelfers. I got again, that's going to be part of the thing tonight. So the first blind that I ever did on the channel was an Old Fits blind. So I got a fall release and I got a spring release, and I did a blind of those two with a Ben Holiday Rickhouse proof soft red wheat, and then I included in the Rebel small batch special reserve, and that was the first blind I ever did on the channel in one of the videos that I did. So um, that's part of everything tonight. So, you know, I love larcenies. To me, larcenies are very, very good. I actually really enjoy. I've had several of the Rebel cash strengths or full proof Rebels that are like 120, 125 proof that have been phenomenal, phenomenal pours. The Cedar Brook pour, obviously, against the competition tonight, fell a little short, but I love that Cedar Brook pour that Charlie and the boys did. That was really, really good. 116 proof, and I'm shocked. I mean, the two River Roots. So I have this is the River Roots I put in the blind tonight, but I have so Angel Share did two drops of the River Roots, and this is the other one that I got. And this is only 100 proof, so they did two bottles. They're both from Southern Distilling, and they're phenomenal pours. I actually love them. They have that there's a little bit of a nut flavor in there, some chocolate. I mean, one of them tasted like just a Reese. I know Whacked Out Whiskey, they did a pick there. I know Charles had a group that did a pick with them. So if you can find those River Roots, and they're pretty affordable. I think they're like 70, 80 to 80 bucks for River Roots. That's really cheap. Some of the River Roots I've seen. Now Scotty's the River Roots king, and he can decipher all the codes for you. So if you have a code question, go to Scotty. He's like the decipherer. Oops. So Scotty likes River Roots from Southern Distillery. Yep. The Cedar Brook, Old Fit 7, and then Heaven Hill Grain to Glass, the Chickapin one. Scotty, you know something? I was going to pick that up. I saw that in the Virginia ABC, but that $127, it was MSRP. I was like, I don't know. Is it good? Is it not good? So I just stayed away from it. Oop, hold on. So you picked up an old Emmer toasted bottle. Nice. You know something? There's one Total Wine that's near me. Well, it's in Baltimore. But then there's two stores that are near me. One's in Frederick and the other one's in Hagerstown. And they're called Maryland Wine House. Everything they have in there is a lot of the Total Wine brands, and they have that old Hammer that is in there. And I've seen, so they have several picks from, was it Copper and Cask? And Copper and Cask actually has, there's a weeded version of one of their bottles. And I actually, I've had a couple of samples and things from Copper and Cask. I think it's a pretty phenomenal stuff. It's all sourced. They're an NDP. I think they're based out of Rhode Island. But if you if you look at, um, I know Gandhi talks about this all the time. NGP should be required to produce their barrels, and then if they're going to sell it to an NDP, they need to be aged in the South. I just think the heat and things that happen to barrels in the South just do magic on some of the MGP barrels. And a couple of the bottles that I've had from Copper and Cask have been phenomenal, and they're for an NDP. Their pricing is actually pretty reasonable. Of course, Mr. Vogelsang, what you got? Mr. Vogelsang is the weeded king. He loves his weeded bourbon. So let's see, $30 for an OH Ingram weeded called Uncharted. Nice. I have to try that, Dave. Maybe you could send me a sample. And the Penelope, I've had Penelope weeded. I've had it a couple times at Bottle Shares. It's actually a great bottle. I recently picked one up, so I got to try that. I think it's under 100 proof if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember the exact proof on it, but I think it's a lower proof one and everything like that. Screaming Titan, yes, Scotty. Mr. Vogelsang actually sent me a sample of that Screaming Titan, and I enjoyed that. But that's a pricey one. I've seen it. It was one store that was, I don't know what they were doing, getting rid of their stock or what they were doing, but it was they were selling it. It was like $59, and I think normally it's like 79. I think the MSRP, I've seen it for 79.80. And I was going to pull the trigger on it, and I was like, I don't need to buy another bottle right now and everything like that. And I didn't. So it is what it is. So thanks, Dave. I appreciate it. I appreciate that, buddy. Appreciate that. He says 1 ounce sample on the way. No problem, buddy. You're the best. What's up, Crappy Cat? Appreciate you joining. How's your dad doing? Say hello to Husky Dog for me. Oh, so BTM, is that the Screaming Titan, or is that something else that you picked up for 75? I'm assuming it's a Screaming Titan because we were talking about that. But yeah, Torp, Charlie was kind enough to send me a sample of the William LaRue Weller, and Mr. Vogelsang sent me a sample of the 2 BTAC bottles. I got the neck pours of the bottles he picked up this year. And that's something I'm either going to do on a live stream or in a video. So I've never even sampled, tried, tasted, smelled any of the BTAC products. So we'll see what happens. I'll gonna try that, but I heard the William LaRue Weller is pretty phenomenal. So it's one of the harder ones to find, I think, of the BTAC and everything like that. So Boulder Spirits ASM stick. Okay. I've got that love-hate relationship with the old American single malts. I some of them I like, and some of them just do not hit me very well. You know what I mean? That I know I tried. So the bakers did the tropical peaches, and I thought it was great, but it wasn't so. I couldn't do the peach flavor. I think the first time, was going back, RJ sent me a sample of, was it Dragon's Milk? And I was like, oh, I can't. It was like too fruity, and oh, I was like, no, I can't do that. And it's kind of grown on me. I think my palate has developed, and some things have changed a little bit where I'm a little bit open to other things. I know Charlie won't go near American single malts. Um, I live pretty close to Baltimore, and Old Line is probably one of my favorites from American single malt perspective. Definitely enjoy those pours and everything like that. They do some great finishing or finishes down there. Westward, I've had a couple of the Westwards, and I like that. I guess they're more of a, I guess, like a chocolate type of a malt, like more of a malt type of a finish and everything like that. That fruity finish is, I don't know, it's just something that doesn't agree well with my palate. I love the Baker's bottle, but I was like, I'm never going to drink a whole bottle of this here. So I love the sample that I got. So, oop. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd love to try some. I mean, I'm always up for giving new stuff a ride and everything like that. I've had some. So here in Virginia, well, I live in West Virginia, but I'm like 8 miles from the from the Virginia border and about 12 miles from Maryland. And I can shop in the Virginia ABC a lot. So there's a couple of Virginia distilleries. So it's Virginia Distilling that does some decent American single malts. More, I guess they lean more towards the Scotch side of things and everything like that. I've had a few of those. They're not horrible, but again, I'm not going to drink a whole bottle of that, or I would never buy a bottle of them. And then there's another one. It's called Copper Fox. They do some unique stuff. It's either you like it or you don't. I know there's a lot of people that absolutely love it, but it's not me. I've been to the distillery, the one in Sperryville, Virginia. They have two locations, Sperryville and Williamsburg. The Sperryville location is really cool. They do some wild stuff, but it's not something that hits my palate very well. And then obviously I'm not far from Baltimore, and Old Line is probably one of my. If I were to pick a single malt, they're the ones I'm going to go with. I've had their oh, was it their sherry cask? Is it their sherry cask finished? I think. And then I've had a single barrel of their rum finished um, American single malt that is absolutely phenomenal. Scotty, it's not super close to me. It's a few hours from where I live, but it's fairly close. I can get there within a day. It's a couple hours away down in Southern Virginia, down 81. So yeah, there's a couple. I think there's a couple other ones in Virginia that have single malts as part of their. I know Catoctin Creek. They do mostly rye. It's Virginia rye. That's about maybe 20 minutes from where I live, and they do have a single malt that they have as part of their expressions and everything like that. Never had it. I have a buddy that enjoys single malts and everything like that. He's gotten it, and he said it's actually pretty good. I'm not a gin person, but Catoctin Creek has a phenomenal gin that is really good that you can kind of drink neat or in a cocktail. They do some pretty cool stuff. It's not that you're not a heavy juniper flavor in the gin and everything like that. So yeah, there's some close to where I live. There's a lot of unique distilleries and everything like that, which is pretty cool. So, but what I'm going to do, appreciate everybody for. I'm going to try to start going through and building this crazy duck race and see what I can do and everything like that. So I appreciate everybody who has entered and joined and everything like that. And then let's see here. Okay, I think I got a bunch of people, and then I know. Let me check my other thing. So Gandhi and Charlie. I know you guys don't do Venmo and you do PayPal. So if you want to shoot me that, you can do that as well. No pressure, no no need or anything like that. But and Angry Mac, I see that you sent me a thing on Instagram. Appreciate that. I'll respond to that once we're done here. And so let me see here. Hold on. Let me get back to where I need to get back to. Awesome. All right. So I do have. Let me see if I can. So I am going to look up for this because there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to do this and not be able to look up and add these names in. So bear with me. This is when I would normally have whoever's on with me to talk and fill the time. So I'm gonna. Oh, what you? Hold on there, Ragin. What you got? Penelope Estate 10-year. Nice. I've seen a couple of those out there, and never really pulled the trigger. Penelope's kind of that love-hate relationship. I've had a couple of really good architect store picks. I like the cigar batch. I like the weeded, but haven't had anything else really, anything additional from Penelope. So Old Soul single barrel. So is that the yellow label single barrel? No, oh, hold on, that's MGP distilled. Never mind. Um, I think was it their yellow label bottle? I think is something that they're doing, their distillate. And Old Soul does some good stuff. I mean, they source MGP and it's aged in the South. I think there's a lot to be said with that. I've had a couple of great Old Soul single barrels. They're phenomenal. The Virginia ABC started carrying them. They actually have what is it, the tin type bottles, which are a little bit higher priced and everything like that, but they're supposed to be really, really good. Oop. So K&L has a tin type 1 and a tin type 2 on sale right now. Oh, been tempted to have. Yeah, Scotty, I get those K&L ads in my Facebook feed all the time. So is that a California store, or are they located somewhere else? So the American Light. So Brian, I've seen people with the American Light whiskeys, and supposedly Penelope does some phenomenal ones. I know I was able to hand deliver one to Charlie recently that was sourced from Southern Collective. That was I think it was Charlie was 140 proof. I know it was a pretty good bottle. I know you said you enjoyed it. I sampled it and I called him. I said, "Hey, you need to buy this bottle." And he called the store, got the bottle, and we hand delivered it to him. So it worked out really well. And I'm using a new keyboard or a remote keyboard instead of the one on my laptop because my laptop's too far away. So I apologize if you're hearing me clicking. So I've got big fat Italian fingers, and I don't know my own strength when it comes to typing. I usually have friends at work that will usually tell me and say, "What has that keyboard done to you, and why are you abusing it?" Because I'm a very angry typer, so I apologize. Alrighty. Make sure I'm not going to screw any of this stuff up. So I got a few names entered in. And see what we got. Okay. Oops. Hold on. Oop. Get my mouse back down here. So the Raging's is saying the Penelope Light whiskeys are real nice. They are pricey. I think anything those light whiskeys that are higher proof points are usually very, very pricey and everything. And so Old Soul, yeah, I enjoy Old Soul. I had the first Old Soul I ever had. I think it was a single barrel that Bruzel did back in the day. I was in his Patreon and everything like that, and I got one of the bottles. I think it was the tater sticker that I got with it was Jill. So with the tin, I think it was I can't remember what they called it, but it was Jill as the tater sticker, and I enjoyed it. It's really good. I think I have maybe an ounce left in that. Probably got to do a bottle kill on that, but it is not down here in the basement. It is actually upstairs above the fridge. So I have stash upstairs and stash downstairs. Oop. Okay. Apologize. I'm trying to get all these named entered in. Alrighty. Cool. What else do we got going on here in chat? Look at Keith. Well, don't talk about 140 proof when Dollar Bill is in the chat because you're going to set him off. Dollar Bill is the 140 proof plus king. You talk about hazmat, Dollar Bill is there. He is all over it. So I actually have a buddy that's going to be dropping. It's going to be interesting. It's met him today. I picked up. He did a rare character pick that was a Jim Beam juice, and he's got another pick coming, and supposedly it's a 9-year wild turkey sourced. I think out of Onyx and Amber that's going to be finished in a maple syrup barrel. He was telling me about it. He says he's trying to finalize it. It's going to be coming out probably the end of the year. That's what he's thinking. But I'm looking forward to it. I love some maple finish stuff. So we'll see what happens there. Let's see here. Righty. See. Make sure I got everybody's. I tell you, this is not fun trying to type in names and talk and monitor chat at the same time. Mad props to anybody who does this solo all the time. I don't know how you do it. You know, one of the bad faux pas if you're doing radio, and I've always been told I have a face for radio, but doing radio or doing presentations or doing things is you don't want dead air. And I just feel like I've got a lot of dead air going on tonight. So I apologize. But I am almost down through the list here. And let's see. I think I'm almost done. Let me see. And then we'll, damn it. Didn't want to do that. That's what I get for doing a 5-ounce sample, almost doing full ounces, and then trying to enter names in. Not good. Ready? All right. Don't think I have. Make sure. Haven't gotten anything. Oh, here we go. See if I can type here. Oh. I was waiting for that, David. I just saw it come through. I was wondering if he was going to get an entry into this here. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it. I did get it. His name is on the list. Charlie, I got you as well. And I don't know. I think let's see here. Alrighty. Oops. What we got here? All right. Something I shouldn't have clicked on. Alrighty. Thanks, Dave. I appreciate it. I got it. Thank you. So let's see here. Again, for tonight, this is the blind that I did. So everyone's going to get this blind in addition to this blind. That's the first blind I did. So I'll get those poured up and get them out to everybody. So I do appreciate all of you that have been so kind to jump on the stream here tonight. See, we have 30, 32, 31 people in here. That is freaking awesome for a Wednesday night. Helps me out, helps build my watch hours with YouTube, so I don't have to bother you people with Venmos and that kind of stuff. We can just do, super chats. That's the goal, to kind of get up to that level and everything like that. So it makes it a little bit easier for people, and we go from there. But I do appreciate, all you guys tuning in, everybody who's joined. While I'm sitting here talking, let me just get this squared away here. Bear me one sec. And let me get to the screen I thought I had this set up, but I think I removed the link to it. And so let's see here. Bear me one sec, because I'm not going to be able to pin this unless I'm actually in this thing. So let me do this and hit enter. Nope. Damn it. You know something? Oh, I'm up here. Never mind. Sorry about that. Okay, pin. Okay, so cool. That's the Google Meets for later. When we end this stream, we'll go hang out over there if you're so inclined. Appreciate it. And yeah, Randall, I mean, let's see. So you and Scotty need to get together, because Scotty is the Scotch and American single malt king with our group. I mean, I've always told Scotty, when I'm ready to go down the Scotch journey and kind of check out what is available out there from a Scotch and malted whiskey. I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy the heavy peated stuff, but Scotty is the man when it comes to the whole Scotch and stuff. He would tell you he'll guide you along the whole path there. So you two should definitely collaborate and talk about some stuff, because I know you enjoy a lot of the different malts and different things that are produced down there in Texas and everything. So definitely enjoy watching some of your videos and the stuff that you guys are doing there. And Charles, I did get your samples today, so I appreciate that. I'm gonna coordinate with BTM. Probably gonna do a couple of solo live streams here for a while, and then maybe coordinate with him about getting together and doing that blinds and everything like that. So Scotty, maybe we need to collaborate. Maybe have you come on. Maybe have Randall join us as well and do a Scotch and American single malt stream. And everybody, I I know I don't know enough about it. Would love to, maybe get Mr. Gandy Road involved if he's so inclined to join us, have a little collaboration. And I'm sure everybody would love to learn a little bit more and see what's out there from across the pond, right? And then what's available here in the US on the American single malt side of things. So yeah, we'll go from there. But yeah, it'd be fun. Let's maybe we can have some conversations offline about that. That would be awesome. So let's see here. Let me see if I can press the right button to share the right screen. So let me see if we can pull this bad boy in. Share. And then I got to add it to the stage because everybody got mad the last time I did this thing. And let's see. Your voice had a little nervous shake as you proposed. Scotty, like I told you, I would love to go down that journey and that adventure. I just don't know if my pocket can handle that. Just more different things out there because what's going to end up happening? My fear is I'm really going to like what I'm going to try, and guess what? I'm going to want to go out and buy more bottles, and I would. My wife would probably for sure leave me, and yeah, it'd be bad. So I don't know, but definitely would love to do that and see what's out there. I'm sure based on some of the comments, a lot of people don't know enough about scotches and American single malts, and it would be fun. So let me know if that's something you guys would love to see. Would love to try. See, maybe get Scotty on, go on a little Scottish adventure. Right, that's my poor attempt at a Scottish accent. So let me just double check, make sure I got everybody's things in here. All right, so I've got everyone's favorite principal from California, Jeremy Dirks. We got 2. Gerald, I got you in for 2, and I got Christy in for 1. I've got Uno in for 1. I've got Mr. Keith Glandon in for 2. Mr. Vogelsang is in for 2, but because he won the early thing, he has an extra entry. Mr. Dave Shelley is in for 1. The Raging Cajun, I have in for 2. Dollar Bill Will is in for 1. Oh, Charles, I got you in for 2. Let me just make sure. Oh, I only got you in for 1, Charles. My mistake. I just saw that it's in for 2, so I apologize. Let me add your second one in here. That's why I go through this and make sure. I got Scotty in for 2. Tyler's in for 2. And then David sent me, Bourbon and Balls. I got your PayPal. And then I've got Little Do via Mr. BTM himself. So that is everybody that is in for the old duck race this evening. And so let me see here. I'm going to do done. And I always do the 107. Let me get it set. Let me do that and mute the music. So I need a number between 1 and 10 to go ahead and do the shuffles. So some first number into chat, and I will go ahead and do the shuffle, and then we'll get this thing run, and then we will go ahead and get on over to a meets. So, all right, Mr. Patrick Littledew with with 3. All righty. So let's see here. Now I'm forgetting how to shuffle. God dang it. Oh, there we go. 1, 2, 3. And hold on. I'm going to see if I remember how to make this. Oh, it is. Yeah, it is a full screen. All righty. Go ahead and get this thing started. Good luck to everybody who is in. And again, thank you for everybody who has joined on this evening. Hopefully, you're able to come join us for a little bit on Google Meets. They're always fun and exciting. You never know what's going to happen. You know, John's going to be there. His neighbor may or may not be joining us. You never know. And it's always a fun time. So, and again, if Vogelsang wins tonight, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. It's going to be a bloodbath. There'll be rigs all over the place. I don't know, Dave. Some of your ducks, that one duck that's kind of floating back, has some potential there. Bourbon and Balls is hanging back there as well. I don't know. Let's see. Dave, you're in front. You may never that duck may never win. We got 10 seconds left, and Keith Glandon is freaking trucking along. Or is Charlie going to get it? Mr. Keith Glandon. Congratulations, buddy. That is awesome. And you don't need to send me your address. I have your address and information. I will get these things poured up. And maybe you can join us on a Google Meets one night when you receive your blind and go through, and we can do the blind. You can give us your results and see if you come up with the same results that I got. You know what I mean? There's some good pours in here. I know you have the Cedar Brook already. I don't know if you have any of the other bottles, which I don't think you probably do, because unless you have some of the older Larceny stuff, I don't know. But congrats to you, buddy. And I know you'll get it next day because great state of West Virginia, it's 1-day shipping, which is awesome, even though it takes 7 hours to drive from where you are to me. Anyhow, well, I appreciate everybody who has jumped on. What you may have to open a box. Yeah, Dave. Yeah, no kidding, Dave. They're all. Guess what, Dave? They're all open. I poured them tonight, buddy. I appreciate your concern for my bottles, my bottle inventory, and whether they're opened or not. I truly appreciate you monitoring and checking out and always asking about the status of my bottles. It is truly gracious of you to do that. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. So if you guys are able to join meets, it's pinned in the chat. So go ahead and jump on. Let me see. I don't know if I can. Bear with me one sec. Let me see if I can add it to. Let me see here. Let me go to this. Nope, wrong one. Oops. Ooh, I almost closed the window that we're on here. That would have been really bad. Wow. That would have been really bad. Okay. See if I can copy this link. And what I'm going to do is I will edit the description of the live. Once I'm done, I'll go ahead and edit the description so it'll be in there as well. If anyone wants to join, feel free. There's no obligation, but it's always fun and exciting. You never know what's going to happen. Mr. Vogelsang may or may not join us tonight. I don't know if there's another stream going on where he's going to try to win some more bottles. He may or may not. We'll see. But again, thanks everybody for joining. I truly appreciate it. It's great sharing Wednesday night with you. And like I always said, I think this was the winner tonight. I have a little bit left. Yes, it was the winner. I can tell from the nose. This is the ASW Fiddler. I appreciate everybody joining. And remember, pours are always best when they're shared with friends. This is the West Virginia Bourbon Guy. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for joining.